Welcome everyone, and thank you for attending our presentation of prosodic alignments in shadowed singing of familiar and novel music. We know that when we speak, we tend to adopt some features as conversation continues. Following the communication accommodation theory, it has been shown in various experiments that people change certain aspects in their behavior in different social settings, including speech. This phenomenon is called convergence. But does the same thing happen in singing? Both spoken language and singing are two forms of human vocal capabilities that are often used in social context. Both can be described in musical terms, such as pitch, rhythm, tempo, and timbre. And more importantly, they become deeply intertwined with one another during infancy. One of the most obvious links between music and spoken language is the common practice of infant-directed speech. When communicating with their infants, parents tend to emphasize and exaggerate the prosody of spoken language and use highly rich melodic lines. In this fabric of early musicality, singing also takes place quite often. As a result from this daily practice, parents become highly experienced with singing as a form of communication. This makes them suitable candidates for testing if convergence happen in singing as well. We suggest that combining methods and concepts from speech and music analysis can provide new insights on the similarities between speech and music with respect to the influence of social factors. For our experiment, we chose the genre of lullabies for their pivotal role in childcare repertoire. They represent an initial link to oral tradition and heritage, and at the same time function as sleep promoters with a clear intention to soothe and induce relaxation. Their double role, being functional on the one hand and socially meaningful on the other, broaden our investigation into a wide discussion about social processes of assimilation and cross-generational transference of heritage. The first lullaby we used was a known lullaby that our participants were familiar with. The second, a novel lullaby we composed for previous experimental purposes. This song was designed to comply with universal features of lullabies, such as slow tempo, restricted pool of pitches and rhythmic values, high levels of symmetry in structure, and falling melodic contours. Since we tested mothers, a professional female singer, which was at the same age group as our participants were, recorded both songs. Let us now hear the first song and the second one.
Na 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 na.
And now the second lullaby.
Na 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 na
There were two phases to our experiment. The first, using the known Yakinton lullaby, and the second, using the novel one. In the first phase, the participants were asked to sing the Yakinton songs, which they were familiar with. Then, they listened to the pre-recorded version, filled a short questionnaire, and were asked to sing the song again. In the second phase, participants listened to the novel lullaby once and were asked to sing it. For the first phase, the two performances of each subject, before and after, were compared by three parameters: interval deviation, rhythm and BPM, key and tonality. For the second phase, where participants listened to the novel lullaby, we compared their singing versions to the pre-recorded one and examined interval deviation and structural consistency by using the rhythmic patterns that were repeated in different portions across the novel lullaby. As you can see in the figure on the right, listening to the pre-recorded version influenced more accuracy in interval sizes across participants. Moreover, in the table below, you can see that there was a slight change in BPM as participants changed their singing tempo to match the pre-recorded version. Key selection, however, remained the same for most of our participants. For the second phase, one of the most interesting findings was the structural arrangement of the rhythmic units. In our novel lullaby, we had two parts, part A and part B, and each part was consisted of 4 short rhythmic units. Those rhythmic units were repeated across the two parts in specific portions. Part A, for example, was consisted of 50% of rhythmic pattern 1, 12.5% of rhythmic pattern 2, and so on for rhythmic pattern 3 and 4. Even though, in most cases, participants were not able to fully and accurately sing the entire melody, the relative portion of each rhythmic pattern was preserved across performances. The results presented here show that convergence occurs in singing more so with respect to temporal aspects than to tonal ones. Testing mothers of young infants provided us with the opportunity to account for the time period in life where music is used in communicative interaction and is utilized as temporal surrogate for language. By using the lullaby genre, we aim to account for the social aspects that might be involved during the oral transition of heritage and traditions. These two aspects are essential for clarifying which musical factors are the most susceptible to change during such time-lasting and complex social processes. Thank you for listening.